What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Codename Scream. I am that horror guy.
And I am Mel.
And please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for all things horror. What are we doing today?
We are doing a new movie, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yes, we are. It opened just this past weekend, and looks like the tables have turned in the terms of homework on this camp.
Maybe.
Because that horror guy actually did his for once.
I
just melded.
didn't.
So, we'll just discuss this a little bit and go from there. So, what do you got for stats?
Well, it was, like you said, released May 28th of this year. It was directed by John Krasinski, produced by Michael Bay, who we have joked about in the past whenever there's explosions in movies.
And then what do you know?
Here we are talking about Michael Bay. Also Andrew Form, Brad Fuller, and John Krasinski, and it was written by John Krasinski.
Who knew Jim from The Office could make not one, but two awesome horror films?
Yep.
So, as it runs currently right now, we have a budget of $61 million that went into this, so on the higher echelon as far as movies we've covered. As it stands today, we are sitting at $58.5 million. So that is the amazing box office opening weekend.
Yep.
So, fantastic job. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to do a real, just quick overview. We're not going to allude to too much because we want you guys to get a chance to get out there and see it while you can, while it's in theaters. And in 45 days, it will be on Paramount Plus. So you can stream it from the comfort of your own home if you're not quite ready to go out to the theater yet. So this one actually will start off giving you the day one. We get to see day one happen right before the monsters show up. And then they show up, and in their Michael Bay glory.
Were there explosions?
There were... everything was blowing up. Things were flying in every direction. There were monsters flying in every direction.
So it wasn't quiet?
No.
Not A Quiet Place.
That was one of my notes, and this is... it is not an aptly titled film. It was not quiet to start, by any means. Now, we did get to see how the first one was, where there was a lot less dialogue. By my marker, we looked at about 45 minutes, give or take, of total dialogue in the whole film. And it runs just shy of an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So there was some quiet moments. There was music during them, so they weren't really completely quiet. But we just pick right up from the first one right after that. From the moments we get to see day one, and then we see the moments right after the first one, and goes right on from there. We discovered at the end of the first one how to get a little bit of leeway on the monsters and distract them with the feedback. Mm-hmm. You see that a lot more. So it was awesome. They actually started incorporating a small guitar practice amp.
Nice.
With a microphone with the cochlear implant. It was awesome.
Nice.
Cillian Murphy gave the most honest performance I've seen in a movie in a while. Every time I've seen him in a movie, it gets better. And for this, with him not having a lot of dialogue to work with, was amazing. I will say that they do end up coming across more than just the monsters as far as threats against them. And it actually comes in the form of people.
Interesting. So kind of like a Walking Dead type situation.
Yep. The scavengers and survivors they've come across are anything but polite and anything but welcoming. They do find a way to overcome the monsters in some way, and that's how the whole basis of the film is Evelyn actually breaks away from the group to try, and the whole film is based around her trying to get to an island to broadcast her cochlear implant over a radio signal, because they come up with a radio signal.
Sounds an awful lot like The Walking Dead to me right now.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of The Walking Dead. The monsters looked amazing as far as the CGI was concerned.
With a $61 million budget.
Yeah, I would really hope that that's where they came through with it. Somehow she got her hair done sometime between the two films, because in the first one her roots are coming through. Mm-hmm. They aren't coming through now.
Interesting.
So that's also not quiet. So... that was another note I took. I was like, hair's done. That wasn't quiet.
That's what always bothers me about these movies and like post-apocalyptic movies. They show them like 30 days in, and it's like, your teeth are still very white.
Oh, yeah.
They're very clean.
Oh, yeah. I will say, the entire movie was intense. I sat on the edge of my seat the entire time. Great jump scares when they did come through. And some of the moments where there was just, I will say one, Marcus gets his foot caught in a bear trap. And he can't scream. So he's screaming and she's holding his mouth shut.
Oh, wow.
And all I can think of is just like, how terrible does that have to feel?
Yeah.
And you're not able to just, let that out.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, yeah, it took a minute I was like, oh man, step back from this one a little bit. But there's a lot going on with it. I'm not going to say a lot. We're going to change it up a little bit, where she gave me my homework and we got to play a game. It kind of went with the Spiral theme. This one, we're going to stay quiet, unlike the movie.
Quiet, unlike the movie.
Yeah.
The first one was pretty quiet.
The first one was much more quiet in comparison.
A lot less Michael Bay. This one seems more Michael Bay.
No, this one was drenched in Michael Bay. This was Greg Nicotero with The Walking Dead. Yeah, but it's fantastic. You'll have to go see it.
I will.
And have you seen it? And if you haven't, hopefully this sums up what you're looking for. And if it doesn't, just go and see it.
I will go see it. I will report back.
There we go. And I still haven't seen Spiral, so I will eventually report back with that. Still.
Could have done a double feature today.
Yeah. No, instead I sat in on Codename Reaction this week. Go check that out. Yeah, she got to witness that one.
It's worth it. Go watch it.
And if you guys have seen it, let's talk about it a little bit. Save that one for emails or direct messages on Instagram and Twitter. I don't want to leave too much out for everyone else to see. Or my co-host here.
Yeah. Don't spoil it for me, please.
Yep, we're going to leave it right there. So with that being said, scare you later, YouTube.